Let me know when it kicks off, and let me know how my voice sounds as far as everything goes. Kind of scared it's a little too loud. How's it sound, Chaz? All right. Thank you. Test, test, test. All right. We'll kick it off in about 30 more seconds. All right, all right. First stream of 2024. Let's get it popping off right. Look, welcome back, and I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Let's get into it, man. We're just gonna chill, talk a little nonsense, and happy New Year's out there to everybody. So, if we're checking out the market, we got Bitcoin sitting at about 42,700, Ethereum sitting at $2,300, BNB at 311. Good price, good price. Having a crazy week, Solana at 106, kind of calming down from that crazy price action we had out of nowhere. XRP sitting at 62 cents. Shout out to the XRP army. I'm not as big of a believer as you guys are in it, but you know, shout out to y'all. So let's do a little TA. Let's mess around. Now we've been in this range for a month now. Let's see. We have been here since the beginning of the month, so almost a whole month, you know. And it's looking like we're going to stay here for a little while. We are between 40,000 and right at 45,000. So what was that like 10%? The 10% range? Times. Yep, but 9.5%. But I'm glad we're starting a new year so we can actually see exactly how much Bitcoin has went up throughout the whole 2023. So we're going to say from right here to where we are today. Exactly 365 days. We had a 156% increase year over year. 150%. That don't make no sense at all. That is amazing for one particular asset class year over year. We went from 16,000 to 42,000. Now, let me ask you this. Does it feel like did it actually feel like a bull market to you? Because by all definitions, that is a bull market. That is 12 months, 150%, 160%. Did it feel like a bull run? To me personally, it really didn't. All throughout the year, all I did was DCA anyway, but didn't really feel like that real bull run where everybody made life-changing money. Now, if you play some longs or you had some options or some derivative plays where you went long on it, maybe with a little bit of leverage, you had a crazy year. But I don't play by those rules, you know what I'm saying? I keep it safe, you know what I'm saying? Pretty boring, you know what I'm saying? We DCA once a month. I pick a little bit of money that I want to put into the market every month, and then I have several projects that I like, and then I allot a little bit of money to every month. And every month, not financial advice, but it includes Bitcoin and Ethereum because those are the blue chips that I believe, and those are the safe things that I want to get into because I believe they'll last for the long term. Everything else could be here today, going tomorrow, here for a year, going next year. Very few of these coins were here when I first got in the game in 2017. XRP was here. Um, Tron was there, and Tron has amazing user network. If you go look at the network and see how many users are on it, you'll see why Tron is still here. Litecoin was the top three. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin back in the day. Gold, bronze, and gold, silver, bronze, and it's still holding on, but it's falling down to the number 21. Bitcoin Cash was around back then. Stellar Lumens was around back then. Ethereum Classic, Monero, VeChain. So some of these coins have been standing the test of time, which gives me a good bit of optimism about these new tokens that we have today, because I believe they'll be able to last longer than those have and be able to have a better market cap and better price stability as far as our portfolios. But let's get into a couple talking points. What are we talking about today? Let's look at a couple of the coins I like, and we're gonna come from the perspective of you can't invest into everything. This is just the top. This is CoinGecko, the page of the top 100 tokens by market cap, by total market cap. Look at all these projects that you could possibly put your money into. There is no way you can invest in everything. So what my strategy is, I pick what I call quote unquote the blue chips, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I pick my medium risk, which is coins that are relatively in the top 20. And then my low risk is everything, the new up and comers, things that I believe could be in the top 20 or top 10 next year. You know what I'm saying? Or within the next 5-10 years. I mean, we have 119 pages of tokens, 100 tokens each. I mean, look at these nonsense projects. You know what I'm saying? Let me cut this off. So I just want you to understand how many tokens there are, how many projects there are. You can't invest everything. Well, what are the projects that I like that I'm feeling right now? Feeling Solana, definitely feeling Solana. Now that BNB has passed their legal woes for the time being, you know, they had a regime change in CEO, and a new CEO has been appointed, and they're kind of trying to get with regulators now to make sure they're on par with all the laws and regulations. So I'm thinking about adding BNB back to the portfolio. Throughout the years, BNB has had amazing price stability. Like it hasn't had crazy run-ups, but when the market kind of turns and heads down, it never goes down that much either. So it's pretty stable. I like Solana. As a project, I do like XRP, but I have to put a caveat to that because some people live and die by it and they swear by it. I think they're doing some good stuff as far as real world asset tokenization, but I'm not a hive mind follower like everybody else. No disrespect, but like, you know, if you like XRP and you research about it, you understand the cult like following there is behind it. So you understand what I'm saying. It's just another project to me. Like all these, every other thing, like everything else, it's just another project to me. There's no reason for me to be emotionally attached to it. I don't feel a certain way when people talk about Solana because the network has went down. I don't feel crazy when people talk about Ethereum because, you know, they're moving like a big time corporation, and you know that's kind of what you want your companies and what you invest in to do. I don't get mad when people talk about BTC because BTC has its pros and its cons. Like there's no reason to be emotionally attached to any of these projects. But I like Solana, BNB. I like AVAX. I like Avalanche. I like what they're doing. I think Polkadot's cool. I like what they're doing. I think Polygon Matic is okay. I really like Chainlink. I like the idea of real world oracles, and oracles is just, you know, the difference between having real world data and having it on the blockchain and the intermediates in between and trying to have it in real time. So I like what they're doing. I think Internet Computer is a decent idea and a decent project. I'm not as gung ho as everybody else in the world is on it. I think it's an okay project. I think it's $13. I say you take 130, put it in there, get 10 coins. I think it's worth it. How many tokens do they have? Infinite amount. I don't like that, but so does Solana, has an infinite amount of max supply. But currently there's 500,000, and I like tokens that have supplies under 1 billion. So that is what it is. So I like it. I think it's decent. Let's see. What else? Uniswap. Uniswap is this year I'm gonna get more into my studies of DeFi and dive a little bit deeper. I've stayed away from it for so long because everything that we've seen as far as collapses and things like that have been in DeFi, and it's been projects and protocols and companies chasing the highest yield that they can give to you and just pushing out nonsense. But I think DeFi is starting to mature, and I'm kind of thinking about it as a viable option because the whole point of this cryptocurrency thing is what? A financial revolution to beat the banks. But I mean that's where my trust is, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's just, what I'm saying, the banks have been here around here for forever. And yes, they do give us small yields on our bank accounts, but they do have the best security and best protection that we have today. You know what I'm saying? Like if I were to lock $10,000 up in a DeFi protocol, I would be concerned 24/7 that DeFi protocol could collapse and go down at any second. Now, should I be concerned about that with a bank too? Yes, but they have FDIC insurance up to $250,000. So that allows me to rest easy at night, But with these DeFi protocols, it's a little different, it's a little newer. People are still trying stuff out. Companies are still trying things out and figuring out which way they want to go. But this year, I do believe I'm going to dive a little deeper into it. Hey, shout out to that man, Jackknife. Let's go. New all-time high, 2024. We got what else do I like? I think I did a little research into optimism, but if I can't remember, then I can't co-sign it. I know some people are crazy for H bar. I do like Immutable X. Let's see. I like Immutable X. I like Multiverse X. They rebranded. I think I did a live. I think one of the lives I did, we researched Render. I thought it was solid. I haven't invested in it yet. Where can I get into it? 51 million at $4. They took all the platforms out of the United States, so it's kind of hard to do anything now. I'm gonna tell you this platform right here, KuCoin. This was my one. Like when they took KuCoin out of the United States, I have been hurt ever since then because it was such a part of what I was trying to do when the confirmed bull run came. Like I tell you guys in every video, I'm not a day trader. I don't try to get in and get out of cryptocurrencies yet. I'm doing my research, but I'm not doing that yet. But when the confirmed bull run came, I was going to have a certain portion of money allotted to get into some projects, ride the wave, and try to get out. And they had leverage too. So, and that's really how you lose your shirts. You know what I'm saying? You could lose a lot of money, but you could also make a lot of money, which is why I was going to have like $100, $200, $300 set aside and probably put $50 per trade. You know what I'm saying? None of this is financial advice, but that's what I had planned on doing. But when they took KuCoin out of the United States, it really hurt me. And that's why a lot of people inside of cryptocurrency really consider moving abroad to continue to do what they have to do. I've been doing a lot of research into MakerDAO. I like synthetics. The KuCoin token. I like it, of course, because I like the platform. I use the platform. And to be honest with you, actually, when KuCoin was around, I had $100 account that I was practicing trading on, and none of my bets would be more than they would be between like 50 cents and $1. And I was going back and forth, and I was trading for about a month, 2 months, and my account was at $99 still. So even though they were small bets, I was still learning how to trade, and I was really enjoying it. I hate that they did that. Let's see. But of the top 100, those are the coins I like. But one thing I want to discuss is, so we talked about you can't invest into everything, but at this point, I'm in the United States. I believe having multiple streams of revenue is just mandatory at this point because inflation has almost priced out an entire generation of being able to own a home. Like this is the median sales price of homes sold in the United States, and we are at all-time high. We were at $480,000 in quarter four of 2022. We came down to $418,000, and now we're on the rise back up, and we're up to as far as $431,000 for the median price of a home. Like before 2009, it was half this. You know what I'm saying? Like 15 years ago, it was half this, 50%. The average price was 220,000. That's way more doable. This area between 2009 and now, that's the area between a generation being able to buy a home and a generation not being able to buy a home. Like when I have conversations with my friends, like nobody's really thinking about starting families, or if they are, it's just later. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to have a kid because of child care is very, very expensive. No, nobody's. I barely know people who are actually buying houses or who actually own a house. I know 3 or 4 that come to the top of my mind right now. Like that's not a lot. Like I know a lot of people, like a lot of people, but it's just not a lot, and it's very discouraging. But you either got 2 options. You can either complain about it or figure out what to do about it. And one of those avenues that I'm using is cryptocurrency. And exactly how I'm gonna do it, I'm still working that out. But you need to think about these things and how you plan on using these assets, you know? And how I plan on using these assets is I peep out the S&P 500. Let's look at it. Let's look at it on the weekly. Throughout history, it has been up and to the right from 1871 continuously the S&P 500 has been up and to the right. Keep this bar right here. Up and to the right. Is it going to change now? Who knows? But when I look at this new asset class, I'm not saying that it's going to go up and to the right for forever. But if I had to take a guess and use probability, this looks like something that could be up and to the right. And what's the point? Like, am I going to hold forever? No, but I'm starting to understand that investing is more of a long-term thing, not necessarily something you want to just hop in and out of. And I'm talking, philosophy here, but this is how I'm viewing cryptocurrency, which is why I'm choosing to DCA and dollar cost average into the market, because if you would have DCA'd in throughout 2012, 2013, you'd have been all right. And if you would have DCA'd throughout 2018, 2019, you'd have been all right. So by that logic, I'm using it to DCA between 2023, 2024, 2025 for as long as I possibly can until this asset proves otherwise that strategy is not working. You know what I'm saying? And there's also times of there's bull runs, you know what I'm saying? Like between April 17 and December 17. That's when stupid big bags are made on a fast level. So if you want to catch that price action, stay locked in and you will be able to. I think the stock market really took off once it became legal for companies to do stock buybacks. That used to be manipulated. Once crypto becomes more regulatory friendly and do the same, boom. Exactly. I fully agree with that. And that's why I want everybody to be cautious of the ETFs, because what happens like what's the purpose of an ETF? Not for individuals like me and you. What's the purpose of an ETF? Is more control over the financial asset. What do you think is going on with gold? Why do you think the price is so manipulated? Because there's so many financial products that they use to manipulate the price. Bitcoin is going through the same thing. Like that's why, yes, long term, for more money to pour into it, I think it's good. But you also have to look at the bad that comes with the ETFs and more financial products. That's how asset classes are manipulated. But like Jack just said, stocks were able to do when companies were able to start doing stock buybacks, took off, and that's what a lot of companies' budgets have on their balance sheet. Like when they get bailouts, they go right back into stock buyback. But so that's what we're into right now. Multiple streams of revenue are a must. I'll get into one more thing. Why I say not financial advice. So you hear me often say, and you hear a lot of people in the crypto space say not financial advice, NFA. When I make these videos, my purpose is to educate people as much as possible, you know? So with it, it doesn't matter what my point is for making a video. If I make a video and put it out there as far as cryptocurrency, somebody's going to watch it and it's going to influence some type of idea, and it's going to influence a purchasing decision at the end of the day. They're watching. If you're looking at cryptocurrency videos, you're not just looking at it to just learn. You're looking at it to make a decision if you're going to buy something or not to buy something. So I have a responsibility as a content creator to make sure the information I'm putting out there does not harm anybody or does not cause them to lose any more money than they're already going to lose by investing and having their own faults in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I say not financial advice because, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a guy who does research on cryptocurrency and makes educational videos about it. You need to go contact a real financial advisor if you want financial advice. I am not that guy. But even with me saying that, I understand that anybody who puts out a cryptocurrency video is influencing somebody's decision to do something. So I take that pretty seriously, and I don't think a lot of people do. I think there are a lot of people who do, but I think there's a good bit of people who do not take that seriously. And when they make crypto videos with terrible information and just bad decisions and what I believe is bad information, it harms people, because if they make a hype video about some coin that they just heard about and they really don't know anything about the coin and they may not even be invested, but they just want to make a video out there just to get views, to get YouTube ad revenue, somebody is going to hear that video and be influenced. And you don't know what the ripple effects of your actions are, especially in the days of social media. But get off my soapbox. Let's get into a little bit of news. Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure everybody has heard Jamie Dimon's stance on cryptocurrency. Just a couple weeks ago, he said if he were the government, he would shut down Bitcoin or crypto as a whole. But a lot of people say he flip-flops his opinions. I don't believe he flip-flops his opinions. He has always stated that he does not care for Bitcoin itself, but he really, really cares for the underlying technology and the blockchain technology. JP Morgan has publicly been in the blockchain space since 2016. They have their own blockchain. They don't call it a stable coin or a cryptocurrency, but as far as I'm concerned, JPM coin, JP Morgan coin is a cryptocurrency. It's a digital ledger coin. You know what I'm saying? But recently, BlackRock named JP Morgan and one or two other companies as an authorized partner for their ETFs. So let's just read it really quickly. Let's go through it really quickly so we can kind of understand the whole scope of the situation. BlackRock names JP Morgan in Bitcoin ETF addendum despite Jamie Dimon's criticism of cryptocurrency. BlackRock, in a shocking move, made its fifth amendment to its spot Bitcoin ETF application, with the SEC naming JP Morgan Chase and Jane Street as authorized participants. Asset manager's decision comes weeks after JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon criticized Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, calling it gold without a government and suggested it should be banned. So we all know that a bunch of financial products are being created based off of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. One of them that is the most popular that we're talking about left and right every day inside the cryptocurrency space is an ETF. And as far as we're concerned for this conversation right here, there's two types of ETFs. There's futures, where you can speculate on the future price of Bitcoin, and then there's spot, where that ETF, that fund holds the actual amount of Bitcoin. So futures is just you're speculating on the price. Spot ETF, you have to actually hold that asset, which means money is flowing directly into the asset, which is why everybody's so excited about it. And Jamie Dimon has come out multiple times and criticized Bitcoin left and right, but he's always said he loves blockchain technology. But one thing I told you guys to do is make sure that you don't get fooled by these large entities. A CEO is just a good interviewer, a good public speaker. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does real work, but a CEO has to be a good speaker. You need to watch what these companies do, not what they say. You know what I'm saying? And I told you guys this a little while back. Like, hold on, let me pause the vibes for 1 second. Let's go back. Let's go back to the library. Uh, here's the biggest thing that I want to stress. Here's the biggest thing that I want to stress. Um, you can't always follow what people say. You got to watch what they do. I guarantee Jamie Dimon owns Bitcoin. None of this is financial advice, but if I had my last $100 and I had to place a bet saying, does Jamie Dimon own Bitcoin or does he not? If I went based off of what he said, I'm opposed to crypto and Bitcoin, I would say no. But with what I have learned about this world and the game that they play, I guarantee you Jamie Dimon owns Bitcoin and Ethereum. And he may own other altcoins. Now, the truth's not going to come out till years from now. When Bitcoin is $500,000, close to $1 million per token, he'll come out and say, yes, I own Bitcoin. And it's going to be, 4 or 5 years from now, and everybody's going to forget because everybody has a quick memory. So this been my stance. You know what I'm saying? Watch what they do, not what they say. Anytime somebody in the mainstream media comes out and says something, you have to be skeptical about it because 9 times out of 10 they lying. They just saying what needs to be said at the moment for their agenda or for what they want to get done. Now that we know that BlackRock has named JP Morgan as an authorized participant, what is an authorized participant? Because I didn't know, and I tried to do it. I just read this article really quickly to try to understand it. So we'll just read maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs. So authorized participants are capital market facilitators of the ETF creation and redemption process. This process is a key feature that distinguishes ETFs from their mutual fund counterparts. Understanding the role of an AP plays a critical for anyone who wants to launch an ETF. All right, so I think I'm gonna just fuck it. We got time. Let's go. An AP's function in the ETF space is similar to that of a broker-dealer of other financial intermediaries in the open-end space. In essence, the ETF distributor and the AP work together to facilitate the creation and redemption of ETF shares. The process works like this. An ETF distributor and an AP will sign an agreement authorizing the AP to create and redeem shares with a specific ETF. Shares are available for creation and redemption in specific amounts that comprise what is called a creation unit. A typical creation unit is 25,000 ETF shares set at $25 a share price, which is equal to $625,000 worth of ETF shares. To create shares in ETF in kind, an AP will bring $625,000 worth of securities the ETF holds to the distributor. They'll exchange the securities for $625,000 worth of shares. This is an example of creating ETF shares in its most simplistic form. All right, so as an authorized participant, they go to the distributor, which is BlackRock, and they exchange, let's say, $625,000 worth of securities for shares. And they will say on later in this that they can also buy it for cash for a little bit more of a premium added. So, from my understanding is, and I don't understand this very well. This is my first time reading this, like you know what I'm saying. So I'm new to this. If you're new to this, I'm new to this too. So would it be possible that they have to have $625,000 worth of just any type of security and traded to them, or would it have to be $625,000 worth of Bitcoin? Oh yeah, I got receipts. I got receipts. Somebody's talking. Somebody talking in my background, and I don't know who it is. And I think it's coming from this page right here. Why they showing feet, bro? I'm gonna just close this for right now because I keep hearing something in the background. Oh yeah, I got receipts. I got receipts, and I will pull them up. But anyways, so I'm just trying to understand, you know, what an authorized participant is, what they do. I'll research it a little bit more off camera and try to bring it to you in a more structured way so we can all understand it together. But you know, it is what it is. You can't pay attention to what these entities and these laws institutions say because they will throw you off. Like, understand, they are not friends. You know what I'm saying? We are not allies with them. They are the opposition. Our portfolios need to be theirs because their portfolio's purpose is to crush us, individuals. We are the liquidity. All this going on right here is individuals putting money in and institutions extracting money out. It is a battle. It is a war, you know? And 9 times out of 10, individuals lose that war, which is why I don't try to outsmart the market by trading it. Get in, hold the asset for the long term. Not all these companies are going to make it. I don't know if that strategy will work, but that's what I'm doing. You know? Can you dig it? But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? AP Morgan, BlackRock. Nope, that's not what I meant. But yep, it is what it is. You know, they try to play the public yet again. You know, it is what it is. That's how they move. There's no need to be mad about it. There's no need to be up in arms about it or mad at Jamie Dimon. He's doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. They supposed to try to trick us. They supposed to try to beat us. We trying to beat them. You know what I'm saying? They want the BlackRock wants a nation of renters. They want to own everything. They own a lot of single family homes. So don't expect them to try to be on our side, and understand how you need to view this game that we playing. So let's get into the last little bit of news today. Let's talk about crypto taxes. I just got 3 points. When are you taxed? Short-term versus long-term capital gains, so you understand the range in which you're taxed, like how much percentage. Like let's say during the next bull run you make $100,000. I want you to know what to expect when it comes to the taxes, and I want you to understand what events are taxable and how things like airdrops are viewed. So let me pause the vibes for a second. And the first thing we're going to talk about is, when are you taxed? When are you taxed in cryptocurrency?
Positions that you would advise on them to take?
In general, you're not taxed just when a NFT or a token you're holding appreciates or increases in value, but you are taxed when you sell, exchange, or trade that token. So if you're holding tokens and they've gone up, you're okay. But many people over the last few months, over the last year, tax year 2023, have sold NFTs or tokens at points where it was at a price higher than when they originally acquired it. And in those situations, they're going to be taxed. So many of you out there, if you are trading on a regular basis or even traded a few times in the last year, you should be aware of whether or not you have gains already, because come tax time in a few months, you're going to then report these gains and you might have a tax due. And why is it important to know that?
So this individual, I just found this, going through, crypto research, and I'll drop his information. I'll make sure I tag this person's show and the guest that he has speaking on behalf of cryptocurrency taxes, because it's very important. But what did he say? You are taxed every time you, what he said?
23 have sold tokens. So if you're holding tokens, but you are taxed when you sell, exchange, or trade that token. So
when you sell, exchange, or trade tokens, all those are taxable events. So if you bought a token and then you sold it, that's a taxable event. Trade it, exchange it, maybe go to a DeFi platform and exchange SOL for one of your, or exchange, Solana or Ethereum for an altcoin that you like. That is a taxable event. So you need to understand that and be prepared for that when taxes come. None of this is financial advice, but I just want you to think about when, like, this is finance, and you need to take this seriously. You need to understand taxes are coming and taxes are due. So that's events that you get taxed on. And we're going to talk about long-term versus short-term capital gains. So let's say 436.
gains.
What's the difference between a long-term and a short-term capital gain?
So short-term capital gains are taxed at your ordinary tax, which is the same tax rate that applies to other sources of income, W-2 income, interest, things like that. And so it's your ordinary tax rate. That varies from 0 to 37% on the high end. So it can be quite considerable. Long-term capital gains, on the other hand, are 0 to 20%. And most people end up paying 15%. It's up to about $400,000 in long-term gains that you'd pay 15%. For some people, it's 0% up to even over $100,000. So long-term gains.
So this is Aaron Gordon from the Gordon Law Group and Clemente from Nifty. Shout out to them for bringing them information out there. So he says, what he said, short-term gains are between 0 and 37%, and long-term are between 0 and 20. Let's run it back. Run it back just to make sure we heard him.
Gains.
What's the difference between a long-term and a short-term capital gain?
So short-term capital gains are taxed at your ordinary tax, which is the same tax rate that applies to other sources of income, W-2 income, interest, things like that. And so
the short-term is the same tax rate, your ordinary tax rate, same thing as your job, you know what I'm saying, when you get paid.
So it's your ordinary tax rate. That varies from 0 to 37%.
So short-term tax is 0 to 37%, and long-term is
on the high end. So it can be quite considerable. Long-term capital gains, on the other hand, are 0 to 20%. And most people end up paying 15%. It's up.
So you make, so let's say you buy Bitcoin, however much you bought, and then a year and a half later you sell it and you made $100,000 profit. You'll be paying between 0 and 20% on that $100,000 profit you made, because it's long-term capital gain. Short-term capital gains, I believe, are any trades that you make, like you bought it and then you sell it less than a year, like within 12 months or something like that. I'll bring that information to you to make sure exactly we understand what we're talking about. But that's what it is. So you need to understand long-term gains, capital gains, short-term gains, because we all gonna have gains. You know what I'm saying? One day we all, and he goes through and he talks about lost harvesting. That gets kind of complicated. I'll drop the link below to let you guys watch this. But we want to pay attention to crypto taxes. And the last thing is he talks about how airdrops are viewed by the government.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here. Actually,
you ain't gotta show me nothing, buddy.
I'll think of a little bit differently as well. This has actually been going on for a few years now. And it's one of the few things that the IRS has issued guidance on. And the IRS says what you had indicated, which is that the receipt of an airdrop or a new token, you receive it, gets deposited in your wallet. That is not a capital gain. That is income. It's income at the fair market value at the time you receive it, or at the time that it becomes tradable or you have control over it. And so even if the price goes down later, and this is important, you receive an airdrop, price goes down later, you still owe tax as of the value at the time you receive received it. So
let's say you get an airdrop of $10,000 or some tokens at the USD value of $10,000. You are taxed on that $10,000. Doesn't matter if it goes down to zero. You're taxed on that $10,000 that you got on that airdrop. So that is that. So I just want to bring a little bit more education to you guys about crypto taxes and what's going on at JP Morgan. Let's see how long we've been streaming. Let's see if we got some more time to mess around. 40 minutes. 40 minutes. We can mess around for a little bit longer. One thing I want to talk about is monetizing your brand could be necessary in the future. So earlier we talked about creating multiple streams of revenue, whether it's multiple jobs, having a skill that you can monetize on the weekend. So one skill that I have is I paint. Hold on. So I paint, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's one skill of mine. So my pops paint. So I get it from my pops. I've tried photography. I've tried life coaching. It's about trying as many things as you can. You're not going to succeed in everything. You're going to put some money into some things and you're going to fail at some things. But it's about trying as many things as possible and figuring out what works for you, what you're good at. Because you never know. Like, I guarantee you, a lot of people that are in the career that they're in never believed that they were going to be in that career. Something in life put them in that position to do that. So you can't be so rigid to where you never try things. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about hustle. You know what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency is one avenue. You know what I'm saying? There's many other things that you can get into. You can get into real estate, stocks, trading, mutual funds, ETFs, options trading, derivatives trading. Learn about everything, man. See what you like. See what you really cling on to. I got into crypto and I really clinged on to crypto. You know, so it is what it is. But anyways, the point is multiple streams of revenue are probably necessary. And one way to do that that's probably going to be necessary in the future is monetizing your own brand. And, you know, you may be good at making birdhouses. You know what I'm saying? Make a couple, go get a table. If you need a permit, go out there and see if you can sell those birdhouses. You know what I'm saying? Or if that's not what you want to do, you figure out something else. But with the economic times that we're in, with the median price of homes continuing to go up, with inflation going up, with the price of chicken going up in Walmart, we're going to have to look for some different options. To be honest with you, I don't think my generation is going to get to the point where we were able to collect Social Security and have retirements. I just don't think that's going to happen for us. So we are going to have to, we're figuring this new financial system out as we go along. Like, there's one thing I love to do. I love to listen to the wisdom of older people who have been through life, people who have had losses, had successes, and I love to listen to what they went through. But what we're going through right now is kind of unprecedented, like as far as the combination of everything that's going on. I'm not saying nothing's new under the sun. Everything is cyclical, but we're navigating relationships with social media for the first time. We're navigating how to make it through life with crypto for the first time. We don't know if it's really going to revolutionize everything or if it's just going to be a fad. You know what I'm saying? We're going through a lot of things for the first time. So we're making this up as we go, and we have to stick together and come together and have these conversations. Shout out to Jack. I tried doing YouTube years ago. It only lasted a couple of episodes. I thought about trying it again. I would encourage you to try it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only reason I'm continuing to do this is because I'm at a point where I just enjoy doing this now. Like I love talking about crypto. I was researching crypto every day before I even started making these videos. Like, so maybe it's a matter of taking something that you already do and just tweaking it and starting to share that information. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a lot of philosophy today, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, because we need to have these conversations. Shoot, everybody in the world is giving their opinion right now. I bet I give mine too, you know? You did. But we've been talking for about 45 minutes. Shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to Jack. You always showing love. Trust me, I won't forget that. If you like what you see, you know, give a like, give a comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at y'all next time, man. Have a happy new year and have a great new year. I'm gonna holler at y'all.